Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We're getting physical. We got fights, we've got threats going on in baseball, and a bunch of injuries. We're going to talk all of that and yuck some ball. Let's F for F. Reynaldo Lopez.
Juan Uribe.
Wow. Some rumors about him. Hello, and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented by Fanatics Markets, where fans trade on sports. Fanatics Markets, available now on the app stores. I'm Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. It's going to be a hot one today, because baseball, normally this is like that first hot week in May, the season's rolling, and you kind of get that first fight, and it's like, yeah, you know, that team's 10 under 500. They're looking for a spark. We're out here brawling April 8th. Coach Trev, how are you?
I'm doing well. Baseball's hot. Jomboy is freaking busy right now. He's got the John Schneider stuff. He's got the Craig Albernaz stuff. He already put that out. You got the brawls. A lot of stuff happening around the league. Excited to have like a yuckin' ball type episode here. I do have one kind of like, we started off really hot there with the Juan Uribe.
Yeah.
I do have like I got to like bring it back down a little sad, if that's okay.
That's all right.
My former AAA manager, World Series champ, Tom Nieto, who was I liked him a lot as a manager. He passed away, I think of a heart attack. So RIP Tom, and thank you for all the baseball knowledge. He was the guy that first told me I was going to the big leagues, man.
Wow. It's a big one.
Yeah, tough. You know, it's kind of like sudden. I've had a few now freaking minor league coaches that have passed. And it's tough because they give a lot, those guys. They mean a lot to you. So
life's short, people.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of scary stuff in the world. I guess we're covering all the topics early.
Enjoy the noise now.
I was a little nervous at 7:15 p.m. last night. And it wasn't about the Yankees athletics game. We're not going to talk about a lot of that, but we're showing you our range on Talkin' Baseball, like a young top prospect shortstop, 80 grade range on this show. We're going to talk about the brawl happened last night, a pretty big one, actual punches thrown, which had me spinning in a ton of directions. You're right. Jomboy and the breakdowns. A ton of people were reaching out about the Contreras situation with him and the Brewers because he, all-star catcher Willson Contreras said he's going to take someone out if he gets hit again. So you don't hear that a lot on a baseball field. We've got a slide involved in it. I don't know. So we had a couple hot ones that we want to talk about that. And then there's some significant injuries, man. It's one of the biggest things as we go through the season that we try to ignore because you want the ball to sort itself out. But, hey, I think if the Cubs were playing a playoff series and before the season we said, hey, who are going to be their 1-2 in the rotation, it might have been Horton and Boyd, and they're both out right now. Hunter Brown for Houston, Verlander. So there's a few more. Konnor Griffin got paid. So we're going to hop around the league a little bit. But first we're going to jump right into the action, just like your guy Walt Weiss did. Good form tackle from 62-year-old Walt Weiss on Jorge Soler. Trev, I'll tee it up for you. If people don't know, Braves Halos last night, rivalry game. Both teams would be in the playoffs as of today. That's why things are hot. And man, Reynaldo Lopez lets one fly high. Jorge Soler has great career numbers off Lopez. Jorge Soler hit a homer earlier in the game off of Lopez. He got hit by a pitch earlier in the game off of Lopez. Ball goes to the backstop. Soler's staring. Soler starts walking, and we get some actual punches thrown. A nice little baseball. I mean, is this, I don't want to say best case scenario for a baseball brawl, but nobody really gets hurt. Some real punches thrown. Go on and keep playing ball?
Yeah, I mean, like both guys kind of stood on business. Lopez was backpedaling kind of the entire time, so that doesn't look great. He held the baseball, which was interesting to me. But I think we need to start at the beginning again.
Yeah.
You mentioned those good numbers, and I mean that's where things as a hitter you start to say that's a little fishy right there. 14 for 23. That's a 609 average, a 2-daughter OPS. Sheesh. 3 doubles, 5 homers against 11 runs driven in. So, yes, hits a homer right there. We're looking at it kind of like a screaming line drive down the left field line. That's early in the game. The following at bat gets hit, like not too high, but up in the wrist area, which is obviously very dangerous. And then that at bat before the brawl takes a big swing on a pitch. The following pitch is up near the head. And like that's just, it sends alarm signals. Like even if we're watching right now and we say, hey, Reynaldo Lopez wasn't throwing at him, we can tell that. When you're a hitter in the heat of battle like that and it's up near your head after all the things we just talked about, like you get pissed off. I don't know how else to say it other than that. It's like, dude, like, come on, like get me out. And Walt Weiss said after the game, which I love from him because he's a hitter, he said, I will never let my guys throw at somebody because they can't get them out. Our job is to get people out. So with all that being said, do I think Lopez was throwing at Soler last night? I don't think so. But again, it's one of those situations where it's like, I've tried everything, can't get this guy out. Let's just rear back, maybe throw as hard as I can, or I'll just let one loose and see what happens. And like, that's like, I hate that that's part of baseball because just because you're good against somebody it shouldn't put you in danger. Right.
Correct. And that's, I think kind of what you're saying, and we talk about this with intentionally throwing at or not intentionally throwing at. I think those pitches by Reynaldo Lopez, whether it's baseball or golf or whatever it is, you kind of have to know where your miss is. And I think for Reynaldo Lopez, he wasn't willing to miss over the plate anymore because he knows what happens when he misses over the plate, that when he's throwing those balls, he's like, well, if it sails on me, that's going to be Jorge Soler's business, which, hey, as I preview the episode and we're talking about injuries and how much they can affect teams as they go, 96 to the hands, 96 to the head, like that's scary stuff. So, yeah, I wouldn't say Soler's necessarily in the wrong, and you're absolute. I mean, the fact that Walt Weiss has to answer the thought process of, hey, Soler crushes that guy, is their intent there? Yeah, it's not a great look for Lopez, who off to a great start this season, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Imagine, let's just like go other sports. Like let's go golf because we just brought it up. Imagine if like you're a guy and like, I don't know, maybe you're playing like skins or match play, whatever it is. And you have this guy's number. Let's call him Jake.
Let's call him
I
Jake
got Jake's number on the golf course.
Right. Right. Let's pretend it's a Trevor and a Jake, just for example's sake.
And Jake's mad at me because I'm just beating him all the time. And all of a sudden you decide to hit like a low stinger right by my like cart, or you know what I mean? Like that's what's going on.
Buzz the tower a little bit.
Just buzz the tower, put a little fear into me. So like, we were talking about this, at least I was online the other day. Who else got hit? Oh, Contreras, which we'll get into. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, you get like, how can you not be on his side 24 times? People mention that he leans over the plate, whatever it is. But it gets frustrating as a hitter because you what are you supposed to do, man? Like, what are you supposed to do? That's not, I don't know. It's part of the game. I understand that. I wish it wasn't. Or I wish there were more repercussions. I keep saying that and I don't know what they would be for the pitcher.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. I guess part of me doesn't care, and part of me it's the league is so flippant with it. And for starting pitchers, like I don't know, I think Lopez is going to get suspended for this. He gets kicked out of the game, and for starting pitchers, normally you have to suspend them for like 9 games to make it hurt, because that's the equivalent of suspending them.
I don't know if he gets suspended for this. Soler charged the mound.
True.
And he didn't hit him. That there was no warning.
What was holding the baseball about, huh? I don't know about that tactic.
I think he was going to throw the ball and then decided not to. And then, when I first saw the highlight, I was watching like, oh, did he let go of the ball at all? And then you see him at the end still with it.
Hey, is maybe that 300 IQ pitcher stuff? Because we get mad when pitchers hit with their throwing hand. I think that's the other way. That's low IQ. Why does he want that in his hand? I think it's even worse. Yeah, I don't know. I've never hit someone while holding a baseball.
Or it's like a brass knuckle situation.
I don't know. I don't know if it helps him or hurts him. I think that's a fascinating side of this.
I don't know.
And
it seemed to me like he wanted to throw it, and then I was like, I should just punch him.
You throw that ball.
You throw that ball. I'm saying a lot of different things about Ronaldo Lopez.
Can't throw that ball.
No, I'm throw saying that ball. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, kind of tough. We're not talking a little more Reynaldo Lopez, who 30 career games with the Braves now, 156.1 innings, a 2.01 ERA. That's kind of
he's a stud. And 2 big boys going at it. And there was a lot of like old teammate stuff because Lopez on the Angels, Soler on the Braves.
Yeah, so that's I think an important part of this. If you're wondering what are some of the next steps, Walt Weiss, who go look at the Baseball Reference. It's a little bit of some old school shortstop stats on there, but Walt Weiss was out there playing ball for a lot of years. Yes, Walt Weiss has been a bench coach, or he's been part of the Braves organization since 2017. Just got the starting gig, and if you remember, Soler was part of the crew that all those outfielders that got traded over and helped the Braves win the World Series in 21. He came back in 24 and went nuts again for Atlanta. That him and Lopez were teammates on that overlap. And then I think from there, Walt Weiss tackles Jorge Soler, which 62-year-old Walt Weiss in his playing days listed 6 foot 175. The numbers could have shaken a little bit on either end there. A nice form tackle on Jorge Soler, who he has quotes afterwards saying like he was kind of happy with the situation. He said we have a good relationship. He wasn't trying to do anything. I think he was just trying to protect me. So that's Walt Weiss, kind of a massive winner in this.
Yeah, so that's where I get a little fuzzy on this one because like he's protecting him, but he tackled him. I get that he wants to like stop the altercation, but he also spear tackled him. So, I mean, am I impressed by it? Yeah, actually, yeah. Like, nice job. Brought like that's a big man. He brought down to the ground.
Good tackle.
Also, like, shouldn't like managers just stay out of the way when this stuff happens? I'm trying to put myself in that situation in a manager's shoes and be like, what would I do? I feel like you go to the other manager and you start whatever you want to do there.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and we've seen that in some of these. Sometimes the managers lock horns, and that can be. I guess that, to me, has a bigger risk of being a loss. If you end up squaring up with the other 62-year-old guy and you lose, if Walt Weiss goes in the mix here and he just gets tossed Don Zimmer, it's just like, yeah, dude, you're 62 and Jorge Soler looks like if Jorge Soler showed up in a UFC ring, you'd be like, yeah, I might pick him. Like he's a beast. Then I don't know, Walt Weiss that kind of, I think as you start getting older, you still have your strength. You just basically, you get one spurt. Like this was Walt Weiss's one shot, and he made it count. Credit to Walt.
After the game, they said there was substantial bruising on like one of his hands.
Yeah, man.
It happens quick at that age.
Yeah, dude.
Like very easily, Soler could have seen out of the corner of his eye someone trying to spear him and like brought like a knee up or like sucked him in the face. I was thinking about like the Pedro Martinez Don Zimmer thing because that's pretty much exactly what Don Zimmer tried to do to Pedro, but Pedro saw him and just kind of went like this to him.
which was almost, I don't want to say more appropriate. Like Pedro was like, I'm not dealing with this. I mean, Don Zimmer, I'm literally Googling. At that point in time, I thought Don Zimmer was 130 years old. Which
he must have been, he was in his 70s.
Don Zimmer age, I guess in 2003. Dalt's flashing a lot of numbers. 72.
Okay.
72 and 62 are different.
Yeah, they are.
They're significant.
I've heard that 70 is the age we're like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm look at hot Manny Ramirez pissed off. Hey, pitchers, be careful. You're throwing a hard
Pitchers
rock.
Don't care because guess what?
Boy.
What's going to happen to them? Absolutely nothing. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That was so good.
That was insane. I'm not defending Pate. I guess no, let's do this. What's Pedro's?
Did he grab him by the ears?
Kinda, but you don't love that. And he throws him down. So that's the prop. But what are you supposed Don Zimmer's charging at you.
I think Pedro was like, what? And just did exactly what he needed to do. And then he backed away. Like, he didn't go for the kill. You know, you knock a guy down in the UFC, you go for the end.
I mean, if Pedro jumps on Don Zimmer there, that's 162 games. You're out, bro.
Man.
What a sport, huh?
We had a great Rose and I were talking about all like the brawls that like, you know, we remember from, you know, just our generation. He talked about a few. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's like the Padres versus the Reds. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Who could forget?
It was a big one. There used to be massive fights. It's just not.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, Chris.
Well, the thing that is crazy, and the NBA has this, although now they've made their fighting rules so stingy that you see one a year and it's like their crazy storyline. It used to, in baseball and basketball, they used to brawl and then nobody got ejected. And it was just like, yeah, keep playing, boys. Which part of me does miss that. Like, I don't know.
I do too. Like if it was just like baseball related, like a hard slide or like someone gets hit on accident, but it's pissed about it. Like, all right, do your thing. And then let's continue with this game. Right.
I mean, if a pitcher's in the brawl and then they got to get back on the bump and start throwing.
This is Padres Braves. Is that what that is?
Who can forget 13 ejections?
He said it went like 30 minutes.
Chris Rose was at this game. Maybe, right? Like, I can't rule it out. Look at Joe Torre. Not scared of male pattern baldness there.
Well, he was I always forget how good of a player Joe Torre was.
Yeah. MVP. And
like,
I would guess the Wars in the 50s or something like that. Yeah, he's definitely.
Because in my mind, he's just the old manager of the Yankees, and now what is he, like the rules commissioner or something?
Yeah, he's Joe Torre. Remember?
I need to respect Joe Torre.
What was it? Respect Joe Torre, dude. What are you doing?
I mean, like I respect him, but like I need to respect him more than I do.
Remember, there was something that happened with a controversial play in 2020 or something, and everyone was mad at Joe Torre for a rules thing. What was that?
I don't know.
My memory's not good. Well, I guess anything else you need to wrap up on this Braves Halos matchup?
Not really.
Today's episode is sponsored by Lids. We got something for you. Do you remember that Simpsons episode where Homer makes a bat out of a tree that got struck by lightning, the Wonder Bat? You got Griffey, Clemens, Boggs, Mattingly, Strawberry, an all-time crossover episode. Well, that has officially come to life because the Simpsons times MLB times New Era collection is out right now exclusively at Lids. Hats, apparel that pull directly from the episode in the broader Simpsons universe. Your team's logo floating in the Springfield sky. Designs inspired by the Wonder Bat. Even Krusty the Clown. That's right. Pieces if you want something like that, a little more personality. All 30 teams, multiple styles. Whether you're looking subtle or something that stands out, there's an option for you. If you're a baseball fan, a Simpsons fan, no brainer. Head to your local Lids. Check it out online. Limited collection. So once it's gone, and 15% off your next in-store headwear or apparel purchase by texting Jomboy to 29017. That's Jomboy to 29017.
I do think it segues well into our next topic, which is Willson Contreras versus the Brewers, and kind of empty threats, or maybe not an empty threat. I guess we don't know if it's an empty threat yet.
Yeah, right. That was the appeal of last night.
I'm actually really curious to hear your side on this, and I'll bring us in there,
Sure.
Jake. Let me
look at
handle
you.
this one. Yeah. Willson Contreras used to be a member of the Chicago Cubs, who obviously play the Brewers a lot during the regular season because they're in division. He gets hit a lot. There's no doubt about it. There are times where he does hang over the plate a little bit. He's got the elbow guard, uses it to his advantage. There's no doubt about that. But there are times also like that we're showing where he just gets stuck in the back. He's been hit by the Brewers 24 times in 120 games. 6 alone. He handed the ball back right there by Brandon Woodruff. So
it's a lot.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot. Again, he's just one of those guys that's kind of, he doesn't stand particularly close to the plate. And he does kind of lean, but it's not like people were trying to tell me, like, oh my God, have you seen how much he leans over the plate? Like every once in a while, I've seen the elbow go out, but it's not like egregiously close. That's not like Anthony Rizzo on the plate. Like it's just kind of like normal. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things going on here. I think, he dives in a little bit. It does not feel egregious. You see him wearing the big elbow pad. I mean, I think his biggest problem is the scouting report is very clearly up and in on him. Like if you're one of those guys that leans over the plate, I mean, Rizzo was a sick puppy. Still is. A lot of ads for Rizzo right now.
Yeah, he's all over the
collecting
place,
after the game.
What's up with people? Like the guy's so loaded.
Right.
This is the same with like Tom Brady. Like, why do you have to get more money? Like, leave some for the rest of. Why do you got to be on the ads?
I hear what you're saying. Brady's a whole nother conversation.
Brady needs to freaking stop.
Rizzo has always liked the spotlight. Like Rizzo did SNL after the Cubs won. Rizzo wanted a little New York after. Like Rizzo's always, and dude, he checks every box. Like the stuff he does with like the children's cancer and stuff like that. Like Rizzo's he's always been about it. That for me, that's like, yeah, dude, keep rolling with it. Even I think he's got a commercial with Blake Griffin now that it's like, yeah, Blake Griffin was always kind of that guy in basketball. But yeah, they have, for me, it's, if you have that amount of money, as long as you're doing what you want to do, like the one that blows, Albert Pujols shows up sometimes at MLB Network, and I'm like, what are you doing, Papo?
He's bored.
I know, and they like getting a little, if you like attention, you like attention. And, when Albert Pujols shows up at MLB Network, he's a religious figure that I get it. But I think Albert Pujols could show up anywhere and do that I don't know. I guess if you're one of our rich and famous former players that listen, let us know what you're up to. Yeah, Trev. I mean, this one runs deep. I understand both sides of it. And I guess where I was going with that speech is like Rizzo was willing to get hit and loved getting hit. Like Rizzo, it used to blow my mind when he'd get hit by a pitch, he wouldn't flinch at all, and he'd just start walking to first, kind of like I won the war. He was kind of being the bigger man in the situation, and sometimes he was on the plate. I've seen strikes hit Anthony Rizzo. Contreras, it sucks for him that the way for him to be a great baseball player is to have his approach, and pitching up and into him isn't like a weakness. Like teams clearly think that's how you can get him out. That, yeah, he's got some serious hit by pitch numbers. He led the league in 2020 in a 60-game season. He got hit 14 times. It's a weird one for me because I think the Brewers are kind of on the other side being like, honestly, we're not trying to hit him. But I do think if the Brewers had a ball player that got hit that amount of times by a single team, they'd be like, hey, don't hit our bleeping guy.
That's exactly what I said, because Yelly kind of had like a funny take on it. He goes, we've seen that skit for 10 years.
Yeah.
Which is good. But I said, Yelly, like if you got hit 24 times by a team, 6 times by one pitcher, you probably would be like, fuck that guy.
I think so.
Right?
I think so.
Dude, I mean, I have a past with hit by pitches. So like if I wasn't already completely on the hitter side, which I am pretty much about everything because pitchers are just absolutely ridiculous creatures. Add into the fact that, I broke a rib. I missed time. I lost money because some idiot pitcher who I found out years later hit me on purpose for something that happened months before. That was not out of my control. I didn't do anything. Like, that's right. I mean, where my head's at.
Yeah.
The interesting part of all this, obviously, is Wilson's brother William is behind the plate for the Brewers. And after this all went down, Wilson said, the next time I get hit, I'm taking one of their guys out.
Haven't heard one of those in a while.
And you just wonder, what does that mean? Because I said, right? Well, if Mizorowski hits him the next day, what do you do? Like, you have to charge them out. You either drop kick your brother or you charge them out. Those are your two options. After you say that, you got to be a man of your word, right?
Yeah, and I think it's the pitcher. Though a good brother's catcher scrap, my God. Keep everyone else outside of it and just let them sort it out.
I've been trying to formulate something that I think is half funny, half serious about if a pitcher just goes over a certain amount of hit by pitches, something should happen to him. I don't think a fine is enough. I would love if a pitcher, within a 2-start radius hits 4 people. I think they should have to get out on the field with a jugs machine and just wear a fastball.
Oh, you had me and then you lost me.
Why?
I mean, I feel like
what else is there? You tell me.
I feel like we've tried to advance as a society to try to get away from that.
Let me tell you something. That is advancing right there.
I guess where I thought you were going, and I actually had my interest piqued, was in the NBA. They have, you get a certain amount of technical fouls and you start running into suspensions. I think it's 16 or something like that. And then every 2 techs, you get suspended a game, the famous Draymond one in the postseason. I think Luka gets there kind of every year. I don't know. If you're a pitcher, maybe there should be a hit by pitch thing that if you exceed a certain amount, whether it's in a time frame or a game or, that would make pitchers, and then you get suspended for a certain amount of games or something like that. That would certainly make pitchers think about it more. And dude, hit by pitches aren't good for the sport. Like you said, I hope there's a couple people that are listening that are like, it affected your career, your livelihood, getting hit by a pitch. I know it's very easy for us that, especially when you're in fan mode, if one of your guys gets hit and then they hit another guy in the hip on the other team, you go, fuck yeah. Let's go. This is baseball. Well, when your favorite player gets hit in the wrist and they're out for the season, that doesn't feel like baseball. That I don't know. I would
think, at least there used to be a chance that a starting pitcher would have to wear one.
Right.
In the National League, at least. Even though that did not happen because there's some sort of unwritten rule about that. It was always the other team's good hitter that got hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just you got to have some accountability, man. Oh, I can't command the inner part of the zone. Yeah, command it. Don't just let it loose up there. And if you can't command the inner part of the zone, don't throw it there or go down to AAA and figure it out.
Right.
I don't know, man. It would be like think about this. Because Willson Contreras later in that game went in, quote unquote, hard to second base. Imagine if you're a base runner and every time you go into second base in today's game, you just go and late and spikes up. I just can't control it.
Right.
People would be like, buddy, slide better. What are you talking about? That's if a pitcher that's constantly going up and in and hitting people, that's the same mentality. What are you talking about? Then you can't do it. You're not allowed to do it then.
Yeah.
Who's the guy I want to know who hits the most people per year? Dalt, you got to look that up. I don't know how you find that out.
Pitchers who have hit the most batters. Okay, we'll get live with that on the fly. Hitter-wise, since 2020, only 2 guys have been hit more than 100 times. It's Ty France and Willson Contreras.
Yes.
So not an ideal list, but get that OBP up, fellas.
Ty France is like an Anthony Rizzo where he's fine.
Yeah, that's like Ty France's game plan. Hit by pitch is a win. Willson Contreras is like, dude, I can hit the ball really well. Just please don't hit me. And yeah, man, for me, I see both sides of the arguments. Like you said, you and I, we've got more connections with the Brewers than the Red Sox. That the Brewers are they're playing the baseball card. Like, hey, we don't want to put Willson Contreras on base. We'd rather get him out the Brewers way. And it's like, well, I get that, but you hit him a lot. And you're right. Like there is some simple math here that, okay, Willson Contreras also gets hit by other teams around the league. Willson Contreras has been on the Cubs and the Cardinals, so that means you're going to play the Brewers a lot. But yeah, man, I think you and I try to think about the other people, Trev, because that's who we are. If the Brewers had a player that got hit 24 times, 6 times by the same hit, I think they'd be hot. Yeah,
you defend your team, essentially. That's kind of what's going on here. You defend your guys, and you'll go to lengths that you probably wouldn't go to if they're on your team. We're looking right now, hit by pitch per season for pitchers. It's around 19 to 20 is what leads the league every single year.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like anybody's like egregiously hitting guys. Severino last year was 16, Hunter Green the year before with 19, JP Sears 19, Nick Lodolo 19, just going back in years now. Austin Adams is kind of an outlier, a 24 in 2021. And then if you go combined through 21 through 25, it's the Salt Man, Charlie Morton at 70. You don't think Charlie Morton's hitting guys on purpse?
There could have been 1 or 2 in there. 1 or 2 could have got away.
I'm going to go inside, and if one slips, oh well.
Yeah.
That's let me tell you something right now. A guy like Charlie Morton, I know the era of baseball that he first came up in, guarantee 20 of those was like kind of on purpose.
I'm going to let that fastball run and see what happens.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, hey, in the comments, people love rules and new ideas. If you've got if a pitcher had a hit by pitch limit per month or something like that, I'm interested. Like one of my first talking baseball takes.
People are going to just call us all sorts of names. Brewers fans were all over me. Have you ever watched Willson Contreras hit? I'm like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yes, I have. I understand there are times where he's over the plate, but like it's not all the time.
Don't hit him.
You can hit him. 24 times is a lot.
Seems like a lot. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I think there's one of my first takes that people didn't like, and by the way, I think it's starting to inch closer and closer. I've seen more pitchers doing it. If you hit a guy, nowhere I wouldn't have to think about rules. Give a little my bad.
Yeah. That helps a lot.
Genuinely. And sometimes pitchers do it. And I have a ton of respect for those guys because that ball is hard. We're throwing it 90 plus miles per hour. And if you're going to do the whole post game after the game and say, yeah, I'm not trying to hit that guy in the situation. Well, guess what? Do a little my bad. Because if you're out here competing, I'd have a much higher level of respect for that.
But it's their day, Jake.
Don't give a shit.
It's their day. I gotta be fired up. It's my day. I can't show any weakness. Shut up. Your day. I can't with starting pitchers. I can't, dude. Every time I try to get back in and have, some sort of like sympathy or empathy for starting pitchers, I think about like what their job is. They're supposed to win. The numbers are heavily in their favor. Even when they stink on a given day, they're still winning more than they're losing. And then they only play once every 5 days, sometimes once every 6 days, and they get paid a lot. And it's their day. And meanwhile, I'm sitting in the hot corner watching you walk dudes and getting balls hit 114 at me because you can't figure it out.
Right.
I'm playing every day.
Every day.
And you just get to hit me because one got away. Okay.
Overshadowing, Red Sox getting a much-needed win and their losing streak. Story with the big 2 RBI double. Crochet versus Mizorowski. And here we are talking about hit by pitches. And Trev, I know you've had our radar up since we had Skip on the program. DL Hall with 2.1 shut piece following Miz. Red Sox get a much-needed win. Bullpen looks good. Not the story at all. And I think the bigger thing, Willson Contreras, Venezuelan. It's the year of Venezuela.
Yeah, he actually went, 1 for 2 with 2 walks last night after. He didn't get hit. 2 people did get hit in the game, and one was with the bases loaded. I think it was Hamilton, who's like, what did I do?
Yeah, he's in this whole former Brewer, now Red Sox. He was also in the sliding play.
No, former Red Sox, now Brewer.
Excuse me. But yeah, he's wondering. He's wondering.
At least he got a ribby with his.
He's wondering how did he get in the mix with this.
He's like, I'm not charging Garrett Crochet. No, it's not going to happen.
I'm going to take one of them out. Okay.
Well, luckily for them, they don't play each other. So
I think in other leagues, in other sport leagues, that would be a fine, right? If you're in the post game saying, I'm going to take one of them out.
Dude, baseball is in such a sweet spot right now. We got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Today's episode is sponsored by Rocket Money. Organizing your finances can feel like trying to sort through the clubhouse after a 14-inning game. There's a lot going on. Subscriptions, bills, random charges. It adds up fast, and it's easy to lose track where your money's actually going. That's where Rocket Money comes in. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. One of the best parts is how everything shows up in one place. Rocket Money can bring together your checking, savings, loans, investments, one single dashboard, so you get a clear view of your finances without bouncing between a bunch of apps. You can also set budgets and financial goals, get personalized insights and regular reports, and receive real-time alerts for things like large transactions or upcoming bills. And if you spot a subscription you don't want anymore, Rocket Money gives you the ability to cancel it right in the app with just a few taps. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/talkin. That's rocketmoney.com/talkin. Let's talk a little more ball, Coach. And we were wondering what we were going to talk about today. We had a couple hot ones off the rip. I mentioned the injury things a few times. I don't have to lay it out. You guys, if you're listening to this part of the show, you know injuries affect your team. There was a couple big ones. Cade Horton, who, if you're doing a sneaky Cy Young pick, I know Cubs fans almost getting frustrated when we talk about the Cubs because they're like, did you guys not see what Cade Horton did? We did. I think there's an unfortunate thing in this sport right now that if someone breaks out on the scene, especially pitcher-wise, you almost get nervous about what the next couple years can look like for them. Cade Horton, you get the right forearm update, and then there was 2 hours there where the update was that the MRI was just not good, which it's like, okay, that feels like it's not good. Season ender, Tommy John? We're not sure.
It's Tommy John or the alternative, like the brace.
Right. But he's out for the season. And then, as I mentioned, a little kicker on that, Matthew Boyd, Team USA. So if you wanted to start doing some of that, hopeful to return in 2 and 3 weeks. But for a pitcher, that can also, if that turns into rehab time, that could turn into a month really quickly. That Cubbies down bad. So I guess let's start there before I start going into Hunter Brown and Kirk and some of the other injuries.
I mean, obviously it sucks for Cade, who just, came onto the scene like a fireball last year, started the year strong. interesting, kind of like going through. It's Eno put this out. Something about. Oh gosh, was it him or was it Cade Horton now? And I hope I don't get him confused.
Oh, I think it was Hunter. I think you're about to talk about
like the injury
risk. Yes.
Risk. Okay, it was Hunter Brown.
Was Hunter Brown, yeah.
Well, I was going through just looking at mechanics. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know all the biomechanics, but Cade Horton does do the thing that a lot of guys are doing now, where he comes out of his glove and like the hand doesn't drop. It kind of comes out here, elbow stays up. Like Lucas Giolito started doing that, and he started having a lot of success with
I believe it was a big drive line thing originally.
Yeah, I mean, it's something about loading the scap and taking some pressure off the elbow and using more of like your mass. People are like, no, that's wrong, Trevor. Whatever. I was just kind of looking at the mechanics, and his look clean too, man.
Yeah.
And he's not like a high effort guy, and it just goes to show you that it sucks to say it, but it's starting to be like it is inevitable. Like the way guys are throwing and training now, I'm assuming that's what it's from, and really trying to rip every single off-speed pitch down. Like it seems like it's inevitable for a pitcher. Like it's going to happen at some point. That's like don't you feel like that's a sad state of where we're at as far as pitching? Like as great as these guys are now, as great as they are, some of the most pure, beautiful stuff coming from these starting pitchers is like it feels like it's inevitable for them to either get Tommy John or this internal brace procedure. I don't know how you fix it.
We'll be talking about this. I mean, maybe till the end of time, because it's the loop doesn't have an answer. Because you got to throw your best pitches, otherwise you're not making it to the league. And then, I don't think teams super care. I think they pretend to care, but like, I don't know.
Pitchers don't care. Pitchers are like, I will take that chance.
Yeah, you have to if you want to be successful at your gig. There's no talking any starting pitcher if you have the ability to throw 98 to be like, hey, well, why don't you throw 93-mile-per-hour sinker ballers, and that'll keep you healthy. Well, you might not be in the league. And then, I don't think teams care, because if these guys do get hurt, I think it helps control the money and the financial burden a little bit. And now to get through the minor leagues, you kind of need to be throwing 94, 95 plus. It's a never-ending loop. And so you mentioned that the injury and we need to phrase this right, because we definitely won't, and that'll get us mad, because I saw Eno in his own replies trying to defend it. That the smart people are trying to figure out how can we track injuries or hopefully keep a better timeline on it. Hunter Brown so Eno's original tweet, Hunter Brown was an A health grade guy. Throws the ball hard, but otherwise seemed like a clean bill. Only of a handful of guys had better health grades preseason. So what does that mean? It means they're trying to find a way to track health. It means it's a measurement, I would assume, of your throwing dynamics. The biggest thing, the number one indicator, is previous injury history. And I think Hunter Brown, up until this point, had that. So, and I guess that's where things start to get really scary, Trev, because we did this last year. Brother Jeff Passan had an article that talked about high schoolers and college kids. The injury rate is way up. And if the injury rate is way up there, that means the injury rate is going to be way up going forward. It's an interesting time, because I don't know. I don't have a solution for that. I think we're going to spin our tires on it every year. Every year we're going to see the new guys come up in these absolute freak shows. Mizorowski, Cam Schlittler for my Yanks throwing 3 types of fastballs. 2 of them are 99 miles per hour. There isn't a solution. And Trev, when we look at the best teams in baseball every year, if they only have 5 starting pitchers going into a season, even if they're good, we're like, yo, this team is like, we would say we're scared for them. And something about that just feels wrong.
Looking right now, I mean, I just Googled this.
Nice.
36% of all active Major League Baseball pitchers have undergone Tommy John surgery. So not a majority, but that number has continued to rise year over year over year. And yeah, we're not here to offer solutions on it. It is if you follow the game, you understand it is just truly a part of a pitcher's like forecast. Like literally saying like, yeah, he's probably going to have to do something. I mean, coming out of high school or the draft, excuse me, like teams know like, yeah, we're probably going to have to, do you want to just get it done now? Like that, there's been times where that's happened, which is kind of crazy. You know, going back to like the Cubs and where does that leave them? I think obviously it sucks not having them, but they're better suited to handle this than a lot of teams. I mean, now that Edward Cabrera trade, you know, Owen Casey's a great player. I think he's going to do great things in this league, but the Cubs are in a win now window, and Edward Cabrera surely helps that out. He's looked great. You know, Shota, his last start against the Guardians looked really good. Legs look healthy. So you got him. You still have Tyone. You had Javier Assad in the minors. He came up and pitched against Tampa last night. Looked really good. You and him never been in the same room, never seen it.
Weird.
Colin Ray was already up like a swingman role. So like they have guys that have thrown big league innings that can get the job done, that are going to be able to help when Boyd is out, and obviously now Horton's out. They'll get Boyd back. Justin Steele's on his way back in May.
Yeah.
What does he look like? We'll see. But because of the moves they made, they're better suited, I think, to weather this storm than the Astros without Hunter Brown.
Yeah, I guess something I want to watch going forward is that the team construction part of it is just very interesting. Like right now, my Yankees have Ryan Yarbrough and Paul Blackburn in their bullpen, and those were insurance pieces because they already had other injuries that, you know, if you needed to give those guys a start, you feel okay with it because they're major leaguers. Aaron Savali, on the other side, just got signed by the A's before the season. Like, I think guys like him are going to become more and more valuable. That if you're in a tight spot, the Cubbies, you just mentioned it, Colin Ray, who he's been for them. I think those guys, value-wise going forward, those are going to be the wins. If you're one of these, I don't want to say old dog pitchers, but if you're an old dog pitcher who you can get through the season, give the team 11 starts if you need to, slide into the bullpen, I think those guys are going to become more and more valuable. And we've also already seen the guys coming into the season who are hurt. Matthew Boyd a couple years ago. Who's our guy? Alex Cobb. Remember when he was just getting contracts and it was like, hey, Alex Cobb's coming back. When that sinker's right, watch your hands. Sorry, Willson Contreras. But like, I don't know. I just think team construction has had to change as part of that. And I guess where I do get a little worried as we talk about the depth throughout baseball and some of these lower market teams trying to compete, pitchers is where the depth starts to get thin pretty quickly. That, okay, if these better teams have to juice their pitching departments, I don't know who's going to be throwing the pill for some of these other guys. At the same time, I just mentioned Savali looked good for the A's last night, so that's his opportunity.
Lucas Giolito is just like out on boats, I think. Like, what are we doing? I don't know. Maybe
send the text code. He looks happy.
Yeah, like maybe he's just like, I found happiness.
Or he's just like, hey, Braves, Ronaldo Lopez about to get suspended.
Where you at? Wouldn't mind having him on my side during a fight.
Right?
He's a massive individual.
Long.
I was going to say something, and now I lost my train of thought.
You want me to distract you even further, or you want to focus for a second?
No, it was something about pitchers and
okay.
You know, what is, you know, you talked about the leading indicator of future injury is previous injury. I think after that, what they're really trying to hone in on during the game is like stress.
Yeah.
And, you know, velo is a good indicator of that. You start to dip down. That's an indicator of stress, and you need to get them out. I'm curious if wearables are going to start being more and more the norm. And like, is there something that's going to come out that you can somehow tap into that ligament or somewhere else in your arm where it's like real-time data? Like, that's got to be coming soon. I'll vibe code it right now if you want me to, Major League Baseball.
Don't like you saying those words. I do know Yeah, I know there's companies already like working on that, and then it's just how good is it? What can it really track? And what's like, when's a pitch too early? When's a pitch too late? And how much is it affecting the game? Because I think some of it we'll never know, man. Here we go. What, 47 minutes in? The human body's a mystery. That's what I'll say.
I love the human body.
I know you do.
Love it. God. All this training we've been doing that's like made pitchers better. We know so much more about the body, yet the injuries skyrocket. Like, where's the trade-off? Like,
Trev, you know what the trade-off used to be? The science we have now? The science used to be the mentality of, hey, dude, you can't throw as hard as you can every pitch because your arm will fall off. We've gotten away from that. Like, guess what? The pitchers
try to locate your pitches.
The pitchers in the 90s used to be able to throw a little harder. They just didn't do it every pitch. And now,
so true. It really is like the bottom line. But you won't get noticed. Well, that's a part of the problem.
Yeah.
You know what? And people are so that's this old school. You guys don't know what you're talking about. No, it's not, dude. That is like the truth. Like, sometimes you got to talk to these old guys. They don't speak in the best terms, and sometimes they get really annoying, these old ball players. I understand that. But there is still a wealth of knowledge there. You can't just completely discard what these guys are saying. You can't.
Well, and
now everyone's like, I can't believe you used to run poles and run. That's not and do long distance. That's not going to get you strong. It's like, well, I don't know. It kind of worked.
I guess
kind of worked.
For me, it used to be remember how many snaps Justin Verlander used to get? Because it'd be like, in the early innings, he throws 94, 95. But when he needs to get a big out late, he'll throw harder. Whoa!
I used to hate that about him.
I know you did.
Gas me up with 98 above the hand.
Sorry. He ever hit you, though?
94 and below, people.
Did he ever hit you?
I didn't get hit a lot.
Dalt's on it. You were away from the plate.
I had an open stance. I knew how to get. I didn't wear gear.
That's so dumb.
So I couldn't do it, dude. So I got out of the way of pitches.
0 hit by pitches, Verlander to you.
I mean, why would he hit me? He would just get me out, dude. Like Francisco Liriano, Bruce Chen, those guys should have hit me.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you started with Liriano. That's a little more of a flex.
I don't know how that happened. He's lefty.
Hey, man.
You know another guy that I got that I have no idea how it happened?
Jorge Soler shouldn't be hitting 600
no.
off of him, but he is.
You remember Shane Green?
I remember Shane Green, yeah.
He was filthy.
Sugar Shane.
And I never felt good against him, and I raked him. What's up with that?
Now you got me spinning on a couple things. I won, let's see, Trevor Plouffer, Shane Green. Is that a 4 for 9 or 5 for 10? Wow. 2 homers?
No idea.
I don't know. I have a developing theory that I don't know what to do with. Because I was talking with your guy Foolish Bailey, doing on Wake and Jake, doing his top 50 players list every year, which is just it's a ridiculous exercise, but it's interesting to see how other baseball minds are thinking about it. And I don't know, dude. I just have a developing theory that, like, you talked about Matt Olson and how consistent he is. He's the navel orange of baseball. Like, Matt Olson, his stats will fluctuate year in, year out. And what is that? Is that just 50 swings a year that on that 2-0 pitch, you just miss it and you foul it back, but then the other year you hit a home run? Because, like, Matt Olson as a ball player hasn't significantly changed. That, I don't know, in your limited sample with Shane Green, did he threw a couple bad pitches and you just ran into them? Like, if you face Shane Green more, does he starts getting you? Like, I don't really know what to do with that, but it's just something that's been in my head recently.
I was trying to formulate.
Nice. Look at us.
Or articulate how to explain, because Eno and I were kind of chopping it up on X about this. Like, someone was saying, like, there's no, like, past success has no correlation to future success. I'm like, I don't, like,
It's tricky.
Is that true?
It's tricky.
Like, well, the statistics say like it's not true. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, if I know, like, I see the ball well against this guy, guess what? I see the ball well. Like, my chances of getting a hit are better than against a guy who I don't see the ball well against.
Right.
It's just like your rhythm lines up, your everything lines up. You literally see the ball bigger against them. And what I was gonna say, and I think I was like,
oh,
I think I was a little high. So I didn't.
Oh, look at you.
I didn't. Yeah, it was late night. I didn't tweet this out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got a little paranoid or something. I was going to say, like, you and I, when we take over the Rockies, one of the ways we're going to do roster construction, lineup construction, is we're going to put an anonymous poll out every day. Do you like facing this pitcher? And you have to be truthful.
Wow.
And if the guy's like, dude, I don't really like seeing this guy.
Right.
Cool, bro. We got you today. Be ready to. You're probably not going to pinch hit because we don't really do that, but like, be ready just in case.
I'm worried if Shane Green's about to pop on the screen. Sure is. First pitch.
Oh, a little cut piece. Did I drive that? That's a homer. Oh my gosh.
It's real pop. Couple buttons open on that shirt, Coach.
See, even he's like, what just happened right there?
Like, and I guess. Trev, what? The vibe you're putting out there is very Storielli-esque. Holy cow.
That's I'm making a lot of money. And I'm hitting homers.
I mean, I guess that's so my underdeveloped theory that I'm thinking of right now. And, Trev, I'm not going to try to get in your mindset there because you just opened with a lot of open buttons and a lot of money, which I'm happy for you. Like, that's a little first pitch cutter slider thing that if you were, God, it ends up middle. I don't know. I was going to say, was that his last pitch of the game? Was he out after that?
Pitching change.
Oh, man. In my theory of 50 pitches a year that dictate your season, if you were just sitting high fastball and you take that pitch, like, how does, I don't know. It starts getting very butterfly
I get what you're
effect.
saying.
You know what I'm saying? I
get what you're saying. I think a lot of it's just like health and like how you're feeling on a given day. Like, is your body moving the way it's supposed to? We call that, when you send a pitcher out, shower ball.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that. And another thing, just a yearly reminder for you, because it's just such a small thing, but it very much opened my eyes. 8th inning comebacks by the home team. The Yanks had one last night that when you go from losing to your closer coming in, we're so caught up in walk-offs. You opened my eyes to that one, that you see how fired up the team gets.
Oh,
it's better, if not equal to a walk-off.
I honestly think it can be better because you play 8.5. Like, that's the goal at home. We're playing 8.5 today, boys. It's a nice feeling.
Yeah, just going from losing to now the closer's getting up. Now you get the closer intro to we won a game. Like, the vibes.
And the crowd loves that.
Crowd loves a walk-off.
Crowd loves a walk-off too.
Yeah. I think
as
a team goes, I think you're right. 8th inning is better.
Yeah. We were starting to talk about injuries, got sidetracked. Hunter Brown out with a right shoulder strain, so at least it's not an elbow. I feel like shoulders are always better. There's no return timeline established. We're trying to figure out what's going on. As I was saying about him, we talked about Eno and the health, the bill of health, and how he was supposed to grade out really well there. They aren't ready for a Hunter Brownless rotation. They're just not, man. Like, Mike Burrows, you get him to come over. Hasn't looked great for him so far. Lance McCullers had one really good start where I was like, I can't believe this is Lance McCullers Jr. out there, to a not so good start. Tatsuya Mai, also kind of like the same thing, fluctuating. Even if you want to say you got those 3 guys there, like Lance McCullers Jr. hasn't thrown enough innings to get through. He's not going to throw 180 innings this year. I can't imagine. That'd be insane if he did that. Tetsuya Mai, hasn't been over here. I'm curious how they handle that. Christian Javier coming off of injuries. And then after that, it becomes pretty they're going to have guys throwing the pill that don't have a lot of experience throwing the pill. So I said that I think the Cubs are better with their roster and able to withstand an injury to a starting pitcher. And I just think that's true. The Astros are going to have to dig down deep, find something. I think they've been able to do that. Like, they're an organization that can find pitching, and they can bring guys up and have starts here and there and kind of get through it. But I don't know how long that lasts. If that's an every year thing for them, we're going to find out, because they're going to be, like I said, relying on guys that don't have a ton of dirt on the spikes, if you will.
Yeah, right now, Burrow's listed as the 1. Christian Javier, Tatsuya Imai, Lance McCullers Jr., and Cody Bolton. The offense has been crushing it. I don't know if you're glass half full or glass half empty. The pitching has been pretty horrendous. That either maybe that turns around, or if it stays there, it's not a sustainable way to win baseball games. I don't know who they wrap up with. Colorado, 4 with Seattle, who's in the dark place.
Seattle's in the dark place.
I mean, literally and figuratively a little bit in this country, right?
Okay.
It's great. I don't know. I don't need to send that shots fired. JV, left hip, yeah, get it. Mookie, sadly, I wish we cared more, but we just kind of look at the Dodgers and we're like, all right, I mean, let us know when he's back. It almost doesn't affect their team outlook until it does. I do think the Dodgers had an awful, was it July last year, that every team does. Like, let's keep an eye out on that for if the Dodgers and when they start to slow down. I think the story is Toronto. Toronto's limped out of the gate a little bit. Alejandro Kirk, basically the whole reason I took their infield in our F4 position units draft, out 6 weeks. And I've told the people on here, I've had a catcher theory for a while now that I don't think WAR fully encompasses who they are as just part of the team and part of the organization. Kirky has been a key part of that team. And if you do him, Addison Barger going on the IL, they have a full rotation on the IL that Toronto's looking around a little nervous right now. Schneider gets tossed the other night, trying to spark the fellas a little bit, that it's an interesting time up north.
Yeah, I mean, they're figuring it out. Defensive lapses. A lot of the guys that were great for them last year offensively have gotten off to slow starts. Now you have the injuries. I mean, Alejandro Kirk is such a vital part of that lineup. And love me some Tyler Heineman. There's another guy they brought up as well, but you're gonna be very hard pressed to replace the offensive and defensive output that he brings. And that's a massive blow to the Blue Jays. And yeah, they just haven't really been playing the type of ball we saw them play last year, where we all kind of fell in love. Like, hey, defense, run prevention, put the ball in play, and then you get like big bat in the middle. Great. It all made sense last year. We haven't seen that at all. And it's early, but these injuries, yeah, they're definitely meaningful. Going back to Mookie, at least we get our guy Ha-Seong Kim.
Yeah.
He's going to get some playing time at short, man. Him and Miggy Rowe are going to be out there. Alex Freeland, who have kind of given him the second base job, and he's struggled in spring training. I believe he's struggling pretty badly now. I think he had one homer that I saw. Other than that, it hasn't been great for him. I'm curious how that ends up. When is Tommy Edman back?
Not sure on that. We got stats and research on it. Yeah, you got options between Miggy Rowe, Espinal, Kim, Freeland. So we'll see what's going on there.
End of May for Edman.
Is it Alex Freeland or Kyle Freeland? Kyle Freeland's the pitcher.
Kyle Freeland's the pitcher and been pitching.
I nailed it.
Let's go Rocks a little bit there.
All right, Alex Freeland, he's 707 OPS. Okay, he must have had a big game.
It's fine. It's early. And that would be fine anyways for the Dodgers. And that 7 will probably turn to an 8. And we'll say,
yeah, he went 3 for 3 last night. That'll do it early on.
That helps.
Because he had a 514 OPS the night before.
It's very early in the season.
Yes.
We want to get excited. We want to say we know these teams, and we just do not at all. Today's episode is sponsored by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Life's a trip, so why not make the most of it? With over 4,000 hotels worldwide, Best Western is there for every detour, destination, and unexpected turn along the way. A great stay isn't just about where you sleep. It's about where the journey takes you next. And when you stay 3 nights at Best Western, you'll receive $50 gift card to use for your next stay. Best Western just gets it. People stayed there a bunch last year, and traveling isn't one size fits all. We all got different things we're looking for, whether it's relaxing or the next great adventure. Best Western has you covered. So whether you're traveling solo, with the crew, or the entire roster, Best Western has you covered. Pack your bag, queue up the playlist, and book more of what matters most. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com. Konnor Griffin, Bagman, gets paid. Fantastic.
Our good guy, our good friend, Nikki Cass, has been putting out a bunch of content that they recorded in spring training. What's up with Nikki Cass? Do you ever talk to you?
I talk to Nikki here and there. It's a check-in. I mean, Dalt's guy.
Does he talk to Dalt? Or is he too big time now?
Yeah, no. Nikki's taking down the world. You know him. I mean,
I like Nikki. I like Nikki.
Motivational. He's silly. He's got a girl now he's all about. Like, he's taking down the world.
I root for Nikki big time.
Sure do.
And if I didn't know him, I might not. And what does that say about me?
It's a good question. I'm not sure exactly what it says about you. I'd say what it says about our people. I mentioned this to you. Did I say this on here? That when I went to watch the UConn Duke game, I had two Duke guys behind me. Yeah, I wasn't gonna cock and fire. Like, I know good press. There's no such thing as bad press. But I did not like them. I talked to them and I was like, oh, they're just guys.
They're just guys.
And Nikki's a great. I think it makes you and I mad that Nikki's just clean. Like,
he's legit.
Yeah.
He's legit.
We
Nikki's
can't
a legit
blackmail
guy.
him. He's not like
got a decent baseball swing too.
Let's get him drunk and casino night with Nikki. That's not happening.
We've had some fun times.
Good guy.
Nikki, we miss you. I think that's all that
I think that's what it is. I think this was a long speech. We got a warehouse weekend coming up. He was a big part of that. Hey, and that was Konnor Griffin. Because the contract was kind of known. 9 years. The fact that they can just have him for 9 years is insane. Like what should be his best years.
Pirates 7-4. They're 4-1 since they brought him up. The bat hasn't been there. It will get there. He brings so much more to the table with his legs, his defense. Like the guy's a stud. I love the attitude. Seems like he's kind of a baseball rat. And I'm going to do a rhyme right here.
Oh,
yeah. Konnor Griffin is a baseball rat. I can't wait to tell you about Cooper Pratt.
Okay. You've wanted to talk about Cooper Pratt all episode, which is kind of wild to me. And I have another young player question I want to ask you. So let's go Cooper Pratt.
Okay. Well, here we go. Get your mind right.
Okay.
What do you talk about? Like, what area of the United States do you talk about when you're like, oh, that guy's a ball player?
Oh, boy.
I've been saying it a lot lately.
I'm a big Miami guy.
You're a big Miami guy.
And then I was going to zoom out Florida and California and Texas.
You're a Miami guy.
I become a Miami guy. Yes.
You're a Miami guy.
It's in my binder. I want Miami guys.
I'm a Cuban ball player guy. You're a Miami guy. But I also have a state that I've been talking a lot about lately, about just gamers.
Gamers.
You know what that state is?
It would either Washington. Okay.
Southern
gamers. I don't know. Georgia? What do you got?
Mississippi boys.
Oh,
Gunnar Henderson.
That Mississippi mud.
Konnor Griffin.
Yeah.
Cooper Pratt.
Because they just play.
Cooper Pratt was born in Hialeah, Florida, which is like Miami.
Check.
Went to high school in Mississippi. This guy is
the perfect mix.
He's with the Brewers. He had a 690 OPS last year in AA, and they just gave him $60 million. That is the Brewers. It's Brewers devil magic. He's going to be a stud. He had a 690 OPS in AA last year.
He's baseball's Deadpool. We put together the best of what we could do. A little Miami swag, a Mississippi hot beat, and then the Brewers devil magic. Yeah. Okay, I'm watching out.
It's insane, dude.
I just loved when it happened. I forgot because first midweek. Look at us. That it was when he first signed, everyone was like, the Brewers have 4 shortstops ahead of him right now. Like, what? So they know something. You might not like this, where I wanted to bring the conversation, my last check-in on a young dude around the league. I'm going to do this sensitive because this is I can feel Yankee Jake leaking out the slightest bit. What's going on with Roman Anthony's throws, bro?
Oh yeah, it's a big topic right now. It doesn't look good. And I'm always like amazed when someone in the big leagues can't throw the ball. I'm like, what? And that happens a lot with outfielders. And I'm like, what? I don't understand how you got this far without being able to throw the ball, dude. There's a lot of names you can think of. I don't typically think of Roman Anthony because I don't remember seeing that at all last year. So that tells me like he's hurt. Like something's hurt. Whether it's his legs, whether it's his arm, it looks like it's not feeling good. Because initially I was like, there are times where you just don't get your feet under you the right way when you're playing outfield. Maybe you're rushing, so your mechanics are off. But some of those balls he's not really charging hard through, and the throw isn't there. So something's going on. Like,
it's interesting. I guess arm strength last year, it looks like he graded out middle of the pack-ish, and these throws haven't been that. So
these haven't been middle of the pack, no.
Yeah, I guess I get nervous throwing out injury stuff because I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Like, that throw wasn't awful. Tatis is running. It's a big 2 outs.
This one's pretty bad.
This throw's pretty bad, man. I mean, that's short Fenway.
I mean, and then it's like, hey, I'm going to throw it all the way home. Oh, shoot, he's going to score, so I better just keep it low for the cutoff man. And by the time you think of that, you don't have the right grip. I don't know. Could be a lot of things. It doesn't look healthy. That's another one.
It's fair. It's fair. It's obviously a topic around the league, and it's one of those weird moments where Roman Anthony came up, top prospect, was very good for a little bit, that we already handed him a crown of sorts. That it's just very interesting to watch a guy's baseball path, and hopefully this becomes a weird thing where Roman's like, yeah, I was banged up, that had a couple weird throws. But yeah, as you talk about his path through what we hope is 2 decades of Major League Baseball, it's kind of like, whoa, if you're left field at Fenway, that's the easy throw. But I don't know. Interested to see the next steps there. All right, it's time to look at some future baseball markets presented by Fanatics Markets. Coach, we got a couple ones tonight. I don't know if you've been checking out Sacramento. I know every year you, me, and Rob do, we got to do stuff, and then we're like, oh, shoot, we have warehouse every other weekend. You're broadcasting. We either need to do Sacramento or Minnesota this year.
Oh, yeah, we're doing Minnesota.
Okay.
We're setting that up. Yeah.
Let's get the dates. Anyways, I want to get to Sacto before it's gone. Do I have another year and a half? Okay.
I think you do, and I don't really know if you need to.
Dude, the crowd looks great, and I know what you're saying, but I think it would help. It would help me mentally. Former pinstripe great Luis Severino, star of the DR, is taking Will Warren on for the Yanks tonight. Dramatic comeback late by the Yankees. They've got a little bit of the sauce. 8-2. I don't know. I guess we haven't talked a lot about Athletics and Yankees. What do you see from these two teams, Coach?
The A's offense has finally started to get it going a little bit. They're warming up. They were ice cold. Max Muncy looks really good. Severino has not been the same guy that you and I both saw in the WBC. Juiced up 2 outings, 2 L's. Or excuse me, just 1 loss on his record. But nothing extraordinary. Maybe the juices get flying again for him being
That's
back
what I'm saying.
in the Bronx.
That's what I'm saying. The A's getting traded pretty low right now. That if there's a game that you would like them, you believe in Sevy tapping back into. I think there's a piece of him that this might be obnoxious. I think he wants to be. I think he likes the city. That's what I'll say.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'll say. The other one we're looking at, tonight, Coach. Cubs versus Rays. And Rays actually with a little more of the percentages because Joe Boyle is on the bump going against Colin Ray, who we talked about getting thrown in the action. Joe Boyle as an all-stuff / just he's such a pitcher. The Rays might have something there.
They are struggling big time defensively. They don't look like kind of like the team that we think they should look like. But they're also getting some really nice offense from the top of the lineup and Chandler Simpson as well. So they kind of got like a nice mixture of power and speed going there. You mentioned Joe Boyle, so I don't disagree with what the market is saying.
I want Tampa. They're back in the Trop. New York's heading there this weekend. I want make the Rays the Rays again. Put that on a shirt. If you guys are into that, go check out Fanatics Markets, available now in app stores.
Event contracts carry risk of total loss and changing prices. Not good for all investors. Not available in all states. Must be 21 plus. See important disclosures in Fanatics Markets app. Customers are introduced to Crypto.com by Paragon Global Markets LLC, DBA Fanatics Markets IB, an introducing broker registered with CFTC and a member of the NFA.
Coach, anything, first midweek episode, anything else you need to let off your heart?
It felt good to yuck ball. I think, do I need to apologize to pitchers? Probably not.
No, not until they start apologizing for hit by pitches.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
You know, I'm in with that right here.
Yeah. Sometimes guys do it. It gives me a lot of, like, hey, if you're not trying to do that.
If you can't go like this and still be a fiery competitor, you need to figure it out in your life, dude. And if going like this is going to take you out of your fiery competitiveness, you aren't a competitor.
I like that. Kind of, if you're a
pitcher, now do I need to apologize again? No, because that's a big shot at them.
If you're a pitcher method actor, you got to figure it out.
Even if you want to stay mad, just go like this.
Yeah. I mean, you get a reaction. Like if they're not trying to do that, they let out like I'm not trying to do that. Like, damn, okay, well, apologize to the guy you just hit with. Whatever. I'm starting to sound soft. Let's get out of here. Shout out to Dalton on the sheet, producer Robbie Scirocco, Bobby Golfs, Trevor Plouffe on the left coast. We'll be back Friday. Baseball's hot.
Big sucks. Hey, go on my Instagram and rate my swing. You have only another day to do it. I want to see what you think. It wasn't my best swing, but I feel like I look pretty good.
This isn't going to help my street cred. Hitting off a tee was always kind of... Because I didn't want to look at the ball the whole time. I wanted to simulate looking at the pitcher and then looking at the ball, that it was just never...
Stop now. Just stop, yeah.
It's never crispy.